Alright, Shalom, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, YAHAWASHI, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foul captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Second time I'm trying to do this lesson. Alright, so basically what I want to get into, Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. All right, so there was this video that this Jake had done on TikTok. A brother had did a response lesson to it, so definitely go check this out. I'm gonna link this in the description. And he's basically asking, if so-called African Americans are the Hebrew Israelites, why would it matter? And this basically is going off of that whole assumption, all right, that everybody can be saved, when in actuality that's not the case. In addition to that, maybe it's not just everybody can be saved, but maybe there may be a questioning in terms of, like, what's that thing called, why are we in this position if we are the Hebrew Israelites? Why would the Lord do this to his people? And if it doesn't really it's not getting us anywhere, quote unquote, as I've heard from other people, or more specifically Jake, complaining about this in general. All right, so to answer that question, or questions potentially, the thing is that number one, it's prophesied that we would be seen as an astonishment. We would be seen as, such a lowly people, such a disgrace, and what's the word? I don't think it's besmirched, but like lowered people or something like that. We will be brought down and put down in so many ways. All right, I think that's the result of it, and people see us in this light. All right, so as a result of that, it's also important to understand the reason why we are the Hebrew Israelites, and the reason why we need to be the Hebrew Israelites is because it's not necessarily fair or right or righteous is for us to be having gone through all this stuff, because there's a way to be doing these stuff. There's a way to do things, and Esau has not been doing stuff right towards the Israelites, towards the so-called Native Americans, and towards the so-called Hispanic people. All right, I mean, it's like the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. I said Israelites, but one of those things is many broken promises to primarily the so-called Native Americans. All right, and as well as the so-called black people, where heard the 3 acres and the mule. And as a matter of fact, let me see. America broke all treaties. The United States has broken many treaties with Native American nations, including Dakota, Ojibwe, and Lenape. These broken treaties have resulted in the loss of land, cultural decimation, and population decline. All right. Oh yeah. So basically, as a result of that, there's been lots of deaths. Not remembering their heritage. All right. As a result of that, and let's see. Yeah. So it says that they what the heck? Oh, this is America and Japan. So basically we don't care about that. We only care about the Israelites right now. So but actually it is another example. All right, so the fact that well, actually, no. This does tie in. This does tie in as well because it also goes to show who is in power. All right, let's get that. I don't think I'm going to use this though. Um, Job Job 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. So if Esau is not wicked, I don't know what is for him to constantly break all his treaties and not even attempt to make things right, especially with what Trump has been doing right now. All right. Apparently, from what I've heard, is he removed some database or whatever from some cops from some disorder conducts. Let me just fucking look. American police misconduct deleted database. Okay, yeah, Trump's deleted police misconduct database was full of prison and labor. What prison and labor? What and prison and border incidents. All right. Okay. So let's see. Blah blah. Well, when I would have to do more research on it. So don't take what I'm about to say as fact, but I'm just gonna tell you what I heard. Basically, I heard, which again, now I'm starting to doubt it a little bit. I'll say I am suspicious on it, but what I heard is that the database that he deleted was full of like if a police officer did something illegal or if he did something like wrong, if he wasn't doing his job properly, then he would be on a database where every police station in America would know about it, and then they would say, okay, well, this person cannot become a police officer anymore. Apparently, that doesn't include killing Jake, because a police officer can just go move to another state and then become a police officer over there. But yeah, so if they do something, then like all the police officers would know, and then they would, they would refrain from hiring said former police officer. All right, and in that regard, deleting that, I heard lots of different stuff of them potentially wanting to make this more, make all the people in power, as well as their enforcers, these extremist right wingers, to do their bidding. All right. Now, with that being said, let's go back to this. The wicked is in rule, and as we see the wicked in rule, we wait for when Yahawashi comes to not only deliver us, but to be in rulership, so that things are made right. Things are the proper powers in order. The proper order and everything is put into place. All right. Slack it, bear with me. Slovakia. Anyway, as I was saying, um, as I was saying, with that, there is the whole wicked being in power and rulership, and we see these major examples of just unrighteousness, especially with how the so-called black men were treated during slavery, as well as so-called Native Americans are treated are treated today, as well as how they were treated back then, as well as if you also checked, if you also knew some history, maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know, but if you know some history, there is some similarities to how the so-called Native Americans, the so-called Hispanics were treated by Esau Edom. It kind of parallels a bit of it's not exactly the same, but there are some parallels in it that you can draw that mirror the so-called Native Americans. All right, and yeah, basically with that, there are these different things in it. There are these different what's it called? It's just a part of this curse, is as simply as I can put it. So with that, being able to identify who the wicked are, on top of identifying who Yahweh's chosen people are. Okay, you can tell that this is where there's going to be a big major event. All right, as well as kind of shows us that this is Babylon in that way as well. All right, also to point it out, you to kind of continually to accumulate more, there's also the matter of Slovakia. I'm trying to remember what these are. Now I remember Slovakia. Okay, here. Now there's also the parallel, okay, of Egypt. With Egypt back then, we were basically the same thing, where we were a part of that society. We were comfortable being treated like garbage, and we can draw that parallel as well. All right, now let me get this. Numbers chapter 14 verse 15, I think it's 15. Start 15. Now if thou shalt kill all this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of thee will speak, saying, because the Lord was not able to bring this people into the land which he sware unto them, therefore he has slain them in the wilderness. All right, so that's basically the main thing that you want to, the main takeaway is how everyone heard the fame of, oh my God, the God of the Israelites. All right, the power of the God of the Israelites. He got those people out of Egypt. When the Israelites were just slaves, they were the weakest, the lowest of the low, lowest of the social class, all that stuff. Look at how terrible these people are, and it's the exact same parallel. As a matter of fact, let's get that. This is an easier way to search it on this website. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. All right, so the thing that happened in the past is going to happen again, and we look forward to that. We're waiting for that. We're waiting for the same way that, well, not the exact same way, but the same way that the Lord delivered the Israelites out of Egypt is the same way the Lord is going to be responsible for delivering the Israelites out of Babylon or America, or not even just America, Slovakia. Oh my God, semantics. You get it, Babylon. All right, let's just say that to keep things simple. Anyway, and after the Lord delivers us, it's going to be another example of, this is the fame of YAHAWAH, where he not only delivered the Israelites out of Egypt, but he also delivered the Israelites out of Babylon. All right, the Israelites, are the Israelites are it's delivered, helped, provided for, taken care of by Yahweh Bashmi Shai, and that power, Yahweh Bashmi Shai, is a mighty and fearful power, as he also destroyed Slakia. He in addition to delivering them, he also destroyed the strongest carnal power to date, stronger than these other nations, and that's where you're gonna have these other nations like, oh my God, the Chinese people are saying, oh my God, the God of the Israelites, Indians, we're gonna say that about that, Saudi Arabian, oh my God, the God of the Israelites, all that type of stuff. All right, just as it was before, where there was that one instance where there was some spies. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Scarlet, I think it's Scarlet.
Because even in judgment, God always leaves room for redemption.
It's in Samuel.
They were fire. He stood
Motherfucker.
of Israel, fearless, and determined. These were not just ordinary people. These were the politicians, the priests, and the prophets, the ones who held the power, the wealth, and the influence. And Micah had
Joshua.
You leaders of Jacob, you rulers of Israel, who despise justice and distort all that is right.
18. Let's see. Not 18, but I'm marking it. Where is it? Alright, so let's see. It is Joshua chapter 2.
But Micah had seen the truth, and the truth was this: judgment was coming. The leaders of Israel were supposed to be shepherds, guiding the people in righteousness.
Joshua chapter 2 verse, let's start over here. We're going to be jumping around verse 4. And when the woman took the two men and hid them, because the two men were Israelite spies, all right, just to kind of spy out to check the country that they are going into. The woman took the two men and hid them and said thus, there came men unto me, and I wish not whence they were. And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I wot not. I pursue after them quickly, or ye shall overtake them. And she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax which she had laid in order upon the roof. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan, unto the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone, they shut the gates. So basically, what happened was the two Israelite spies, they came. They were about to get caught by the nations that was looking after them. This random woman, said, was lying to the guard, lying to the people that were chasing the Israelite men, saying, "Hey, you guys, they came here, but they ran away. You have to go over there. Hurry so you can catch them," and such. And then what actually happened was she hid them on their roof. All right, so yeah, you understood that much. Jumping down, verse 9, and she said unto the men, I know the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. So everyone had heard about what Yahweh Shai did to the Egyptians, for what he did, and how the Lord Yahweh Shai delivered the Israelites out of Egypt. All right, so this is what happened. And as a matter of fact, funnily enough, before I continue on, let me also say, I remember to come back. But before I continue on, this also goes to show that these people, the reason why it's important for us to identify who the Israelites are is because the same people that are disrespecting and treating the Israelites, us, like garbage, like trash, Esau, Edom, they're going to have to pay for it as well. All right, because the Lord didn't take the disrespect to the Israelites lightly. He judged the Egyptian. He killed the Egyptian. He killed the Egyptian king. the exact same thing's going to happen to Esau Edom as a whole. I was about to say a single person, but it's not just a single person. It's many. All right. So as I was saying, continuing back here, yeah. So actually, yeah, that was basically it. That was the thing where it's the parallel where everyone's going to know and be fearful, and people are going to be afraid to make an enemy, especially when they see what happens to the people that mess with the Israelites. But because the Lord's not judging these people immediately, then people get comfortable talking down on us, disrespecting us, enslaving us, abusing us. All right. Slakia. Where is my? All right. So yeah, another thing. Joel chapter 3 verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's another thing where we're seen as viewed as weak, but yet military in terms of like military might, but yet the Lord's going to basically flip that upside down. All right, we're gonna be turned into the strongest military force ever. All right, and that's not even just talking about the angels. All right, the Lord's going to give us the elect men, more specifically, Lord willing, we're part of that number. The Lord's gonna give the elect men, all right, spiritual powers in order, and then them as spiritual powers. There's just the elect men, all right, are gonna be able to handle, any earthly army by themselves, if not as individuals. All right. On top of that, we have the spiritual power. We're gonna have the angels as well. All right, like it's literally just overkill at this point because we have YAHAWAH on our side. All right. So yeah, we're not in tune. We're not in sync with YAHAWAH. When we get to that point, and that's when things are gonna be good. All right. Slaki, and also I really want to point out before I continue on, it's just like it kind of feels like there's some part of me that is just miserable in Babylon, but at the same time it's like there's another part of me thinking about the hardships that we're gonna go. All right, and this ties into spiritual powers, where when you're thinking about getting the spiritual powers, you have to think about the process that is required to getting said spiritual powers. And it's just like it's going to make it like when you're actually going through the hardships, like, and you're going to be just so close to obtaining that new spiritual body, the spiritual powers, perfection, getting into the kingdom, like that's going to be like unreal. Like it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be just amazing. All right, like that's. I don't know. I can't use a slack here. I just wanted to point out because that just felt good to really like imagine. All right. Anyway, continue on. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So we're supposed to be above all people, but yet we're at the bottom. All right, that's another thing you should be. If that's what the Lord ordained, why is it the complete opposite? All right, that's another thing you have to observe and why it matters. Because if we are the Israelites, then why are we at the bottom? Why are we being viewed as the lowest of the low? All right, this is why it is so important to make note of it, to actually acknowledge it. All right. Slakia, my eye is killing me. And continuing on, I guess that's it. No, that's basically it. So this is why it's important for us to acknowledge and know who the actual Israelites are, because you don't want to be messing with the Lord's chosen. All right, because then the Lord's gonna come after you. All right, and what did the Lord say when He sets His sights on?
But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be ruler over
Isaiah chapter 43 verse 13. I just prefer this one better. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 13. Yea, before the day was I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it? All right. So when the Lord gets to work, and the Lord, sets a sight on someone, says, you're going to be destroyed. There's literally nothing you can do. Nobody you can go to save. You can't say, oh, Mike Tyson saved me, or all the Avengers freaking help me, and all that stuff. No. All right. The Lord is going to just murk all of you. Ooh, all right. Either he's going to do it himself, send someone else, send the angels, or whatever. It literally does not matter. All right. Or maybe the Lord will make you so scared that you end up, disconnecting from the server on your own. All right. And you know what that means. All right. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, MANASSEH, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone above the ball, and Shalom.